Today we're talking couple creativity.
A big Hahn Films announcement and other projects.
And balancing our careers while being parents.
Stay tuned to find out.
Hello and welcome to Couple Chat.
Where we
Parents.
discuss topics for you.
Parents. I'm Matt.
I'm Jackie. Let's chat.
Welcome to Couple Chat. How are you tonight?
I'm fine, Matt. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So, we have some pretty crazy things to talk about in our own personal lives and professional lives tonight. I wanted to start off by talking about us as a married couple and a creative couple. This is something that has been a part of us since before we met. You know, we're both creative individuals. I'm a filmmaker.
You are?
Hold on, that list is really long. I'm a filmmaker, artist, writer. What other fake things do I want to put on my resume?
Fake.
And, you know, you're an actor. You do stage work, crew work behind the scenes, AD, script supervising. You know, you have a laundry list of things you do as well creatively.
Yeah.
And recently, you and I have been trying to focus more on that side of us. You know, it's been a lot over the past 4 years, having children, going through the pandemic, buying a house. And we both are finally at a point where the itch is just really strong again. And obviously, we're going to talk about something big that has recently happened for me in a little bit. But I want to talk more about how you have been working on your creativity and bringing yourself back, even though we have kids and we're married and we have to juggle our life, how you're trying to fulfill your destiny as, you know, being an actor in some way, shape, and form.
Yeah, so I went on my first audition in quite some time, since before Nate was born, and it went. It came and went. I was a nervous wreck. I just felt I knew the song like the back of my hand. I could sing it, no problem, eyes closed, and I messed it up, and I knew the people behind the table, but it didn't matter. So, no callback, no reach out. That's fine. It was my first one back, but I have another one set for Thursday night, and I'm very excited to try and do better this time. Yeah, it's one of those things where, I think the dance recital kind of gave me that itch again.
Yeah.
Being on a stage, having an audience clap, having an audience laugh, having an audience interact, and that kind of stuff. It made me really miss performing. So that's why I'm going back to try an audition and really get in there. That's really what dance was for, right? To get me to get my foundation, stronger, so that I could actually go and audition for musicals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I find that I really don't want to do musicals, but it's my foot back in the door.
Really? You haven't mentioned that to me.
Yeah, I really want to just do the acting stuff, but it's cool. I don't want to memorize a monologue of something random to go and audition for a show that the monologue is not even going to show or present my craft in any way.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to just give me sides. Give me that monologue you want to hear from the show. I get it. I've been in a casting room before.
Yeah.
I know it's repetitive, hearing the same thing over and over, but that's where you're going to know. That's where you're going to see that spark.
Yeah.
Hearing someone do Lady M's monologue from the Scottish play for Midsummer Night's Dream ain't going to help you. Or there's such different genres and different elements and different characters and such different material out there that it's so hard for me to just be like, yeah, I'm going to do this monologue for this show that may not work.
Yeah.
And I mean, being an actor and learning my craft for many years, I know like, okay, well, I have the drama monologues, I have the comedic, I have the dry humor, I have the political, I have a wide range of them. But I just want to read a scene with someone. I just want to show my chops. Like, I don't want to have to sing a song and do a little dance and
well, that's a good
that
segue to what you're working on and trying to really start focusing more on.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So I recently just created not only a new acting resume, but also a Backstage profile. I had one before, but I didn't really utilize it to its potential. Then we had kids and I backed off of it. I don't mind if it's film, theater, whatever kind of acting, commercial, whatever. I really want to hone in on that and just really be able to, do what I do best.
Yeah.
I can do this thing. I know I can. It's just a matter of getting out there.
Yeah, just getting the right opportunities, and you know how it is. You got to hit the ground running and, brush it off your shoulder when you don't get picked for something, because it's just always going to happen.
Yeah.
It's like 1 out of a millionth chance to get into something, and then to get in for what you want too. Like, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many people doing it.
Yeah. Well, my lucky thing is too, I've been in your casting calls with Hahn Films.
Yeah.
So it like really helps me see like what talent out there is submitting.
That's very true, yeah.
And what they're submitting and what their profiles look like and
Right.
what not to do and what to do. And,
You're not wrong there.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of different actors, and some good, some bad, some amazing and out of the park. I mean, we know Angel Peen, for instance, very, very amazing. Really, like, having her in a casting call. Yeah,
She was astounding.
You could tell from the moment, you meet somebody that they're good at what they do.
Yeah. What's amazing is, and kind of segue into the entertainment side of this, her audition stuck out. And like, when you have these calls, you say any and all, and you don't want to like pick and choose or typecast or anything. But when she walked in the room, it was just like, wow, like that performance, just the way she carried herself, everything she did was just like so awe-inspiring. And to see that, like, I'm very excited for this Hahn Films crossover into Here Are the Hahns couple chat announcement. But speaking of Angel Peen and her audition, what did she audition for, Matt, and why is it so important?
Well, she auditioned for the film technically Upgrades.
True.
Back in, what was it? When she actually auditioned? When was the casting call? Like probably like May of 2019?
18.
No.
Oh. No, 2019. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but Upgrades became Generation Hack, and we wrapped shooting on Generation Hack in October of 2019, and spirits were high. We were all really excited about what we were able to capture. It felt good. We got some really great footage. I look back at the dailies and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And Nick Delaglio and I moved into post-production in early 2020, and something happened. Something big happened.
Big? No.
Kind of big.
There was this little thing called, that thing with the P, capital P.
Or a capital C, depending on which way you want to go with it.
True.
But yeah.
Or capital O, depending on the strain.
Okay. Yeah, so that obviously set us back quite a bit. The pandemic set us back quite a bit to the point where, well, we moved into a more personal space, and that's, on the flip side, that's when we really started focusing on this, on Here Are the Hahns and Couple Chat, and we were really trying to figure out our footing for what we wanted to do. And we were using the pandemic as a way to explore our creativity in new ways. Yeah. And you and I did so many amazing things while we were at home, stuck there. Yeah. Like some of my favorite shorts and skits that I've ever done were done in that apartment that we were in. Yeah. And it involved our comedic timing and our comedy writing and, on the fly. It was great because it was, it felt improv. It felt like we were writing like a Saturday Night Live type of thing, and it was phenomenal. And I kind of wish we would get back into doing more of that, but we're just so busy now that it's like hard to do that. But anyway, we got into that zone of things, and Gen Hack kind of took a back seat because I wasn't able to be working with anyone at the time. Nick and I did a couple of things here and there. We did release an amazing trailer in 2020, and I even finished the first draft of the feature screenplay at that time because Gen Hack is a proof of concept short film, and the feature is really what I want to produce. And we did a read through over Google Meet, and that was awesome. I brought the whole cast in, and they read multiple parts. And Angel she was able to see where her character went from the short to the final moments in the feature. Yeah. It was awesome. It was a great experience, and Nick and I finally did get moving a bit on the short, and I had ADR done, and I was talking to a visual effects house and a sound studio to mix the movie, and everything seemed great.
Yeah,
and we were really moving towards it, and then you and I were kind of like losing track of finances, and the pandemic was just getting to the point where it was a bit hard on us, so we had to move out of our apartment. We moved in with your family, and I had to again put Gen Hack on the back burner a little bit, and I realized this is not a priority right now, and I can't be dumping money into this film when I have to support my family, and we wanted to save for a house. Right. So, we left that apartment partially to save for a home and to, just make our expenses a little less while we were saving and whatever the case is. So obviously everybody knows we moved into our house, and we have Emma now as well. So all of that, just, life just kept going.
Yeah, of course.
And then on the business side, business just kept going, and Hahn Films just kept growing and growing. And, I got bigger clients, and things were going really well. And I'm still making good money doing this thing called video production as a profession, and it's a great feeling sometimes. Other times it's super burnout because as a video producer, you wear a lot of hats and you do a lot of things that you may not want to. And I am trying to scale more and more to get to a point where I don't have to wear all those hats, and I can just be producing and directing and writing and outsource cinematography and editing and things of that nature. But this all comes back around. I said I was going to make this a long story, and what am I doing?
Short story.
Matt Hahn with his short stories
about a short film.
Yeah. This episode of Couple Chat will be longer than Gen Hack is.
Well, most of our Couple Chat episodes are longer than Gen Hack.
But yes, so it got to a point where I have a whiteboard in my office, and I purposely set a goal for myself. It's been 4 years since, I wanted this thing to release, and I was like, I can't let it sit there any longer. It actually felt like it was holding me back creatively from anything else. Yeah. I came to that realization that subconsciously Gen Hack was the reason why I couldn't move on to a new project for myself.
Right.
I couldn't write something new or direct something that wasn't related to a client or something like that. So I said, okay, this is the final goal. 2024 is the year of Generation Hack, and it must come out this year.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts. So I wrote it on the whiteboard that it was the top thing that I was going to do this year, and having it there, always in my peripheral vision, because it's literally right here. Mm-hmm. While I'm working, while I'm editing, while I'm emailing, whatever, I knew it was always there. Mm-hmm. And every time I looked at the board to see what other tasks I had to do for the week or whatever, I had to see it, you know? So yeah, it forced me to keep looking at it. Mm-hmm. So finally I knew I was burnt out, and I knew I didn't have any time still to do this. I was like, I can't sit here and make time for this movie. I opened the project file a couple of times. I screwed around a little bit, once or twice a month, it felt like. And I was like, it's just not happening. So I reached out to a good friend of mine, someone who, has been a part of my life since I was a child, Justin Ho. And I said to him, I'm like, look, I know you have a lot going on, and I can't really give you much to do this right now, but are you interested in finishing Gen Hack so that I can get it to where I need it to be? And I was expecting him to be like, no, I don't have the time or whatever. Complete opposite. Yeah. He was right on board, very excited about it. And yeah, I mean, from there, it's been literally like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
He jumped on, maybe like a month it took him.
Not even, I feel like.
Yeah. He created amazing things I would have never expected.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it came from the fact that AI exists now in our world, and things that we were not able to do in 2020 were able to be done now.
Yeah.
Like and this sucks to say, I would have had to continue at that visual effects house to get a lot of these things done. But again, like, money just wasn't there to focus on this film anymore. So I knew I had to either do it myself or find somebody that was going to do it on the cheap. But AI made it a lot easier, and Justin was able to do things that even he was not capable of, and even he, had to experiment with and be artistic with. It's just, it's a tool. Again, it's a good tool. Obviously, in the final feature,
there will be a special effects team
right?
and a world built, and
sure,
a lot more going into it, as opposed to generative AI. What do you think should be here?
Right. But for a small proof of concept, I'm literally trying to prove a concept. Mm-hmm. This is a great tool for that. Yeah. And I'm so happy that it exists, especially knowing younger Matt, who would have loved to do things like this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I could only imagine the new generation of artists that are going to come out of this. Yeah. And, I feel like it's a good thing and a bad thing. I think there's going to be it's actually a good thing in the end. I think it means there's going to be a way smaller portion of really amazing artists out there. Yeah. Whereas my generation and a little younger than me, we were given all the tools because technology got so simple and accessible that almost anybody can make a film. Mm-hmm. So even the worst filmmakers out there could make something look and feel good. Yeah. But I think generative AI and AI in general will thin out the crowd more, and the next generation, there'll be a resurgence of really, really great artists, because you'll be able to pinpoint, oh, that guy, he did something with AI that no one else is doing. Right. And he's able to meld together true creativity with like a little bit of an AI edge.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, how the next generation is going to look.
Well, it's kind of like the Olympics. It brings it to a next level.
Yeah.
The more and more competitive people get and the more and more they hone their craft.
Sure.
It'll get better and better.
And it's so funny. So a movie about sci-fi, cyberpunk, biohacking.
Yeah.
We needed this to complete it.
Right.
We needed this artificial intelligence and generative fill and all this. We needed it to complete this proof of concept so that we could get it to where it needed to be in the time frame and the budget we had.
Right.
And it's phenomenal. Anyway, this all culminates to the fact that Generation Hack, after almost 5 years since we wrapped production, is done. Like I actually can say that out loud. This is the first time being recorded that I am saying that Generation Hack is done. The proof of concept, anyway.
The short film.
Yes. And yeah. It wasn't until, and you were there and you helped with this process, but it wasn't until I made that poster
It's so cool.
that it hit me.
Yeah.
That this was real. And you know, I got choked up because this is a child of mine that is older than my children.
Yeah.
You know, and like not by a lot, but it is, you know, this was supposed to be a project that was finished either before or around Nate's birth.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think it was going to be 2024.
No.
I'm pretty good about that. You know, like if you look back at my track record for films, I'm pretty on point with getting things together and marketing it too. Like I've always been one to like enjoy the creative process of marketing, trailers and graphics and you know, posting and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And just, yeah. It's an amazing feeling that's finally here, and I have a whole plan for it and everything. But anyway, this went on way longer than I had expected.
And you've submitted it to a festival.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. That's what I was getting at. So today, minutes before we started shooting, it is Monday, August 12th, 2024. I submitted Generation Hack to its first festival, the Big Apple Film Festival, which I have a relationship with because I worked there last year as a screenplay reader and a curator. Awesome experience. Great film festival. If you've never been or you're interested in going to the city in the fall, the festival starts November 18th. It's an awesome time. And great people run it. Jonathan Lipp, who's the head of the festival, really great guy. And Justin Ho keeps telling me this, and he's like, I think you have a great chance wherever you put this thing because it's a genre film and festivals love sci-fi.
Yeah.
And I'm not that type of person. I'm never confident in my work. And there's just something that tells me I actually believe him this time.
Yeah.
I do. And I hope it's not just, again, like you get this weird, like, delusion of grandeur when you finish a film and you're like, yeah, this is amazing. It's the best thing ever. Like, I hope it's not that, but yeah, I'm excited. I am. I don't know exactly how to put it in words, but yeah, it's good. It's good. That's finally, what a relief.
Yeah. That's definitely a weight lifted.
Yeah.
Speaking of exciting events, I know you were recently working on a project that had to be very hush-hush.
Yes.
But since that project has recently been released, can you tell us a little bit about how you met with Eric and how this event that we went to on Saturday occurred and kind of culminated and how cool it was?
Honestly, this is one of the more recent projects that made me want to be back in a creative space where I was, you know, writing and directing and doing things, because this was a project where I was literally hired and he has no experience doing anything like this. And he was like, look, I want to propose to my fiance or my girlfriend, and she loves movies, and I want to take her to a movie theater and kind of like act as though we're going to see something, and then show her this trailer or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such a cool idea. I've never done anything like that, and it felt like it was right up my alley.
Yeah.
And this gave me the opportunity to write something, to direct something, to actually create a film, not do something that was related to marketing or business or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So to have that opportunity, I was like, yeah, 100%. And it was a quick little thing, but I wrote this silly, ridiculous script for him based on like a list of like 20 films that his girlfriend likes.
Yeah.
No rhyme or reason to them. It's just a bunch of films that she likes. Like Sister Act was in there, and Schindler's List even made an appearance. And he told me, he was like, maybe don't use Schindler's List. I don't know how that would fit in anywhere. And I didn't. It was the one movie. I tried to get almost everything in there though on this list. Yeah. But that was the one movie I was like, all right, I don't know how to get that in there.
And he could have had a list. These are the people I have my list. Eric's list.
Dang, Jackie.
I should have been in the writer's room.
Right? You are.
I do.
Most times.
I know.
You have great input.
Well,
Not
I sparked you on how
100% of the time.
How to fix the poster.
Yeah, I know.
For Gen Hack. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So, I met him and his buddies at a park, and it was just like a 2-hour shoot. We shot this thing, this goofy idea, and I'll be completely honest. I never expected it to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
These guys had no right being as funny and as on point as they were. They're not actors.
No.
None of them are actors. They're just a group of friends.
Yeah.
And I think their chemistry, because they're friends, helped it work so well. But like almost all of them were just like one shot and done. Even his brother.
That's a dream.
Yeah, his brother, Adam. We were laughing because he had this down pat. And like I didn't even have to give him any direction. Like he delivered the dialogue like perfectly. And I was like, wow, all right, awesome. But yeah, I mean, it was so much fun because there were no consequences. There was nothing behind it. I mean, a big consequence for him, but it didn't have anything to do with us and me. Like we were just having fun and creating something fun that hopefully she would enjoy.
Yeah.
And anyway, so Saturday night he did the proposal. We went to Smodcastle, the Kevin Smith Theater in Atlantic Highlands, which is such a cool place.
Cool.
Never been there before. I would love to actually do a premiere or something there. It's really great theater. And yeah, she said yes.
She did.
So
congratulations.
thank goodness. Yes, congratulations, Eric and Diana. But yeah, it was so much fun.
But it was nice because like she had her whole family there.
Yeah.
She had his family, friends, everyone most of the people who were in the videos. Most of the people who were in the video were there.
Yeah.
Even people who like came up from Florida. That one group of people who was in the front on the left.
Oh wow.
Those 3 people came up from Florida.
That's awesome.
To surprise her for this.
Cool.
She had no clue they were even in the state.
Good.
And it's like that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's something that you see on these viral videos, like guy flash mobs, fiance, and it's like that's exactly. And then they catered after, like Eric, rented out the theater. They brought in a bunch of food. Holy cow, this food was crazy.
Yeah,
and like the garlic knots were the size of my camera. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it was a great night, and I really loved being there. Thank you for bringing me, because...
Oh, of course. I knew it was going to be one of those types of things where it was just like, you love all this ooey gooey stuff, so...
Yeah.
But I always like to incorporate you in any big Han Films moments.
Yeah.
So...
Of course. I am always happy to be there.
Yeah.
This wasn't... co-owner and all.
Yeah, well, I don't know. And I mean, now with you back on this trajectory of acting, and maybe possibly doing backstage work, crew work would be an awesome thing for you to get back into, because you are an amazing UPM, script supervisor, AD. Like, you are just that detail-oriented person that keeps a set on track.
Yeah.
And I always love having you there, because you actually put me more at ease. Because I know that you know what I want to focus on.
Of course.
But
I also know what needs to be focused on to get through the day.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Like, you can focus on one scene for a few takes, but once it gets past take 10, it's like, wrap it up.
Yeah,
let's
but I'm
go.
not that type of person either.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, let's move it along.
As a director, I really don't believe in that.
Yeah.
Let your actors act. You need to do all your work in the casting.
Oh, yeah.
And I have always stood behind that. And I feel like I've always really, really done well with that.
Yeah. And
once we ever moved into production, I always try to, like, 5 and under. I can't even think of a time where I've gone that far on it.
I think it was more so like,
unless it was something
specific, like action takes.
Yeah. If it was like, very choreographed or something like that, right. Sure. But yeah, if we're talking like dialogue or a very dramatic scene or something like that, I've just always hired amazing actors that I don't need to over direct them.
Right.
Yeah. So speaking of all this, this is a great way to end off on, but you are an actor, but you are also a mom. And that is a job in itself. Yeah. And and I'm even going to throw in there, and you're a wife, and you're an amazing wife, and just being able to hone in on your family and your career. I hope it's been a good feeling for you so far, because it's been a few weeks now since you decided to make this turn.
Yeah. And
I am 100% behind you, and I love you, and I'm happy that you're finally like pushing for this. Something tells me that you needed your family to be secure and situated before you could be happy to get back into doing this.
Yeah.
But the last thing that I want to say is how is it to juggle all of this and, still be able to have those aspirations to continue acting and being creative and so on?
I think it's more so it's day by day.
Yeah.
Every day is a new challenge, a new hurdle. But also there's other things too, where like I have your support no matter what. You're always this beacon of hope and support and everything. So like that's definitely something that encourages me. I try, but we have our arguments. Yeah. Well, that's usually when the children are awake. Yeah. Touche. We are way better when they are not awake. We are way better parents when they're asleep. We love you, children. We love you both, but yeah, we're working on that. Yeah. I think it's also so it's this whole culmination of everything. Taking this turn toward my creativity, seeing the press tour for Deadpool and Wolverine, and being able to see like how these people just like can make magic, literally made magic happen. Like that's just so inspiring. And they all have families. I mean, like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, they were both on 2 different film sets. I said it to you, yeah. Even the same film set, and it was I don't think that matters anymore. Even Marvel is like, hey, by the way, have you seen The Cowl? Hey, by the way, did you know Chris Evans was in this? Like, yeah. No, I know. I bet you any amount of money, the 5 people that may watch or listen to this, you're not surprised don't care already about Deadpool. Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah. But yeah, it's just there's so many times where like, and then Meghan Trainor too, like we've recently gotten in Meghan Trainor, and it's just like, man, these people are making it work. They're they probably have
A team.
staff.
Yeah.
Just for the children or whatever.
Because we're talking about the pinnacle of like this career. So.
Right. Sure. But like at the same time, like it just gives me hope that we can make it work. And I have been trying to do so. Yeah, I think it's really just kind of throwing myself into it. And some days are easier than others.
Sundays?
Some days.
Some days I clearly don't know the lyrics.
Some days are easier and other days are really hard.
That's what she said. Sorry, go on.
But seriously, it's like when it was just Emma and I, it was easier because I still had that like 2-hour gap. Well, now she's not napping. That's great. But she cannot open her door, so we can lock her in for quiet time.
That's not true.
She can open the door. She can't open the gate.
I know.
I have a gate at her door, so she can't get through that.
Oh, when you say it out loud, this sounds bad.
No, hey, there's a child gate on her door.
Yeah.
She's at the top of the staircase,
right? And
there's no way to attach a gate to the staircase.
Whoa. Calm down. She's not. It's not like her door opens to the stairs.
No. That's not what I mean.
We're gonna get canceled now.
Her door and the staircase share a corner of the frame. Yeah. And if she were to leave her door, her room, the staircase is right there. There's no way to attach a gate to the staircase, and we have a gate in her bedroom instead. But she can't open it yet. So the fact that she's now transitioning out of naps is a little much. But when she was napping, I was able to work on my Backstage, get videos uploaded. I created my profile and everything.
Right.
I could submit to jobs. Nate's home now. He'll be home for about 2.5 weeks before school starts. So it's going to be a little bit tougher to like navigate because his quiet time ranges from 10 minutes to 35 if he likes that much. He never listens to the full hour that we set for him.
No.
And there's things to do around the house. Like today I had to mow the lawn and there are days where it's rainy outside and the kids can't go outside. And it's like, what do you do with them then? Which we had rain all last week. And it was like, what do you find?
That's when you unfortunately, cave to the $50
summer pass.
Summer pass for, I don't even want to say that. Yeah. That
the sea of cheese.
I hate it. And I was so gung-ho when we went the other day. I was like, yeah, it's going to be a great experience. I was miserable the whole time.
Mm-hmm. We went at the wrong time.
We went at
6 o'clock on a Friday night.
When is a good time to go?
When they open. First thing when they open, there's no other kids there.
Okay.
And you can't eat pizza at 10 a.m.
You test that theory and let me know.
Sure. Don't mind if I do. But yeah, I've just been trying to give them activities. Like recently, Nate's been really focusing on his preschool book.
Yes.
That has a lot of, it's more like prep for preschool because it's helping him with like tracing and following lines and doing maze work and stuff like that in the beginning of the book. But as you go further in, there are like words you can write that you could trace. But he's doing really well. He did like 8 or 9 pages today. I also played a couple board games with them to kind of try and help them with teamwork, especially with Emma and Nathan. They have difficulty sharing sometimes. They can play well together sometimes, and then it just all the heck breaks loose.
Yeah.
So that was nice to see them like playing together. I was kind of like referee.
Cool.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of other ideas. Like I've seen where, at dance class they have like a obstacle course you can do with the kids that they do in the hip hop and like the acro class. So I was thinking doing something like that.
Yeah.
I was looking into getting like kids safe weights, like what we lift in the gym, kind of showing them how to lift correctly and help them kind of build stamina and Just tire them out, man. I gotta tire them out.
Yeah. And keep their minds busy, because I know, like, Nate especially, like, if he doesn't have a task ahead of him,
Yeah.
he'll turn into a raging lunatic.
Yeah.
You know?
And Emma's starting to get that way too. If she doesn't have, I mean, she's obsessed with she's obsessed with Cocomelon right now. And I'm like, why? Where did you ever hear about Cocomelon?
Yeah.
Maybe at school,
Right.
or maybe at like her grandparents. Like, I don't know, but like, I'm really trying to steer clear of that. It's like, instead of Cocomelon, let's do a princess. Like, let's watch a princess movie.
I mean, you got her onto Beauty and the Beast. The original.
Yeah.
Well, not the original, but the Disney
The animated.
original. So I'm happy with that.
Me too.
Because that's one of my favorites.
She goes, I want to watch Beast. I want to watch Beast. And then she turns on and she goes, where'd Beast? Where'd the Beast? And she's like, I don't want to see Beast. All within like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then she'll watch it just like
You should do a video of that when your 2.5-year-old
can't decide what they
is
want.
into Beauty and the Beast. And no, but then and goes through all these emotions in 5 minutes, and it's just you on the couch doing exactly what you just did.
Dude, it's so funny.
That would be a funny.
And then we have the Beauty and the Beast book. So like we have like a picture book of the Beauty and the Beast story, and she literally will be like, "Where'd the Beast? Where'd the Beast?" And we'll be turning it. She's obsessed with Chip. I want to see Chip. And then we get to the Beast page and she goes, "Where's the Beast?" And I'm like, "He's right there in front of you." And she goes, "Oh, he's sad." And I'm like, "Yes, always. He's sad." And she's like, "Why is he scary?" Because I'm trying to like explain to her, like, sometimes people can be scary when they're mad or sad. Like, mad and sad can be very similar emotions. So she's like, "Why he yell at her about the flower?" I was like, "Because he was scared." Yeah, she goes nuts about it. She loves funny. It though. Good. Like you said, we've watched it at least a dozen times.
Yeah.
She's really funny. Yeah, she likes it a lot. But now that Nate's here, it's like he kind of takes over.
Dominates. Yeah, I know.
It's like, "No, Emma, you watched it already." His veins pop out.
Yeah.
He's intense.
Sometimes, yeah.
A little bit.
I'm like, all right, dude, calm down a bit.
School will start soon. School will start soon. I am anticipating that to be.
I'm excited for him because I know, like, it's not even like, oh, thank God Nate's gone. He loves it there.
Yeah. And
his teacher loves him, and he has not forgotten about her.
No, not at all.
He's talked about her all summer.
Every day. He's like, "I'm going to see her soon. I'm going to see her." And it's like, yeah, dude, you will. Yeah,
it's going to be a sad day when he finishes pre-K.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for all of us.
Yeah. But honestly, it's been a good month. It's been about a month, 5 weeks. That I've been home with Emma and Nate or been home with Emma. It's been a week or it's been a day since I've been home with Nate and Emma. But yeah, I have plans.
Good.
You know, I'm trying to keep them at bay, which keeps me at bay. And then when they're resting or whatever, like, I'll be able to do things, you know. I'll be able to mow the lawn. I'll be able to submit to a Backstage listing. I'll be able to help with home films. I'll be able to do that stuff. It's going to take time. It's going to be an adjustment period. And then once school starts, you know, 8 to 2, I'll have that window of just me and Emma. And then her nap's going to have to change if she goes back to napping. But that'll be fine.
She naps. It just takes her some time to get there.
Yeah, I'll have to adjust her earlier, though, so that, like, I could be at the bus stop by 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, we've got a lot of exciting things going on over here at the Hahn house.
Hahn house. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us on this very special episode of Couple Chat. Yes. There's a lot more to come. If you are interested in finding out more about Generation Hack, I will be linking Hahn Films and, just keep an eye on our social media as well. I'll always be collaborating with Hahn Films on anything related to Generation Hack that crosses over into Hero of the Hahns. But yeah, I mean, over the next weeks to 6 months or so, there's going to be a lot of Gen Hack stuff coming out there.
Yeah.
We're going to be submitting to more festivals and, crossing our fingers, we get into a few of them and we can have an official premiere. So, yeah, if you're interested in it, let me know. Let us know. Yeah. And then, I'm sure you're going to be seeing a lot of Jackie and backstage stuff and, being on stage stuff too.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yep. I'm Matt.
I'm Jackie.
Here are the Hahns signing out.
Thank you so much for listening to Couple Chat. Make sure to subscribe to us on Spotify or YouTube Music. You can even subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can see this episode in video. Thank you to Hahn Films for editing and producing this episode. Let's chat soon.